Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting off with the face and I'm using the Makeup Forever Skin Equalizer Hydrating Primer and I'm just massaging this all over my skin to make my makeup last all day and also hydrate my skin. Next I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation, in the shade Y235. And I'm just stippling this on with a brush from Real Techniques, and this is the stippling brush. So kind of makes sense that I'm actually stippling this on, right, with the stippling brush. I really like this brush. It kind of makes the whole work a little bit more quicker and easier, so that is a very nice brush. So if you are thinking of picking it up, you should really try it out. And then I am going in with concealer and I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 2 Vanilla just to conceal my under eyes and also give some brightness in there because I do have some dark circles and just darkness around the inner corner there. And then I'm also highlighting my forehead, my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin. And I will also blend this out with the same stippling brush that I used on my face. It's a small brush, so it will kind of do the work for you there as well. So you don't really have to switch brushes there, which is great. And I'm sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. She won't stop calling. I don't know for what, but that's just what she's doing right now. Can't really do much about it, so if you can hear that, I'm truly sorry. And after I've kind of spread the product out a little bit around my eye, I also want to usually blend it out and also melt the concealer with my ring finger because the heat of my finger will kind of melt the product, and if you usually have product that will cake up under your eyes, this will be a good tip for you to prevent that. And I mean, it doesn't really, this is a kind of radiant concealer, so it might not do that on you, but I am very dry, so any concealer I will use will kind of do that. But this one is one of the better ones because it does have that radiance to it. And now we're just going to leave the face for a bit and move on to eyes. And I'm using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion just to prime my eyelids for eyeshadow. And then I'm setting that base with the shade Foxy from the Naked 2 palette by Urban Decay. This is just a skin colored eyeshadow, and any will do. And this has some yellow undertones to it. Doesn't really matter what you want to use, just you do you. After that, I am going in with the Morphe 35K palette, and I'm using this kind of cool toned light brown shade that's on the first row, second to last. I'm dusting this on with a MAC 217 brush into my crease just to get that transition going on. These eyeshadows by Morphe are just great. I've heard that the single eyeshadows are a bit more creamier than the palettes are, which just to me is crazy because I just love the eyeshadows in the palettes and I haven't tried the single eyeshadows yet. So I'm very excited to try those out, and if I do, I will definitely let you know. Then I'm going in with that same palette and I'm using the middle shade, which is a mid-toned brown shade. It's like a neutral brown, I would say, a medium dark or whatever. And I'm just putting this on the outer part of my lid and also meeting up into that crease color that I just put down just to get that darkness a little bit on the eye. And here I kind of pushed a little bit too hard in the crease, as you can see, kind of got a little bit chunky, so I just blended that out with a semi-clean brush. And then I'm going in with this darker brown, which has a lot more warmer undertones, and I'm just pretty much dusting this all over the place that I just put the other browns down. The cool tone brown that I used in my crease was a little bit too cool for this look, so I just wanted to put something over it. And this shade was just great for that. And it kind of got a little bit weird in the inner corner, so I just took that other blending brush just to blend it out a little bit. And then I'm going in with the Morphe 28F palette. And I'm using this kind of pale red shade. I didn't want to use a very vibrant red. I want it to be kind of on the soft side. So that is what I'm using. I'm using the same brush, the MAC 217. And I'm just dusting this all over the the brown eyeshadows that I already put down, and that will kind of darken the red shade a little bit. And then I'm also kind of going closer into the inner corner to get that true red showing on that lid, so you can actually see that it is a red color and a red matte eye. And after this, I'm also going to highlight my inner corner using the shade Booty Call from that same Naked 2 palette. And this is just a makeup store shading brush, and I'm just putting this in the inner corner to get that extra brightness and highlight. And if your highlight shade will go just too far on the inner corner, you can just use that blending brush to fix those edges. Next up, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in the shade Vanilla and Banana, and I'm just setting my under eye. And this is actually the brush that I will be giving away. One of the brushes, I would say. I'm actually using all 3 brushes in this video, so just to give you a little bit of different tips and techniques that you can use them for. And then I'm going in with the Makeup Store Duo Foundation in the shade Copenhagen. And the reason for why I'm using a dual foundation is because I am dry, so I can't really use a true powder on my face. And then I'm going in with a dual foundation called Copenhagen. I think it is a dual foundation, I can't really remember. But the shade is Copenhagen, and I'm using this on a Morphe brush as well. And this one is also in my giveaway, so this is how I used it. And this was really how I wanted to use it when I found out that I was getting it. And I really like it for bronzing, it's just perfect. I'm doing this on the cheeks a little bit, and on my forehead, and also a little bit down my neck. And the name of this brush is the Morphe M527. Next, I'm going in with that same Anastasia Contour Kit, and I'm using the shade Fawn. And I'm using this Luxie brush that I got in my glossy box the other day. I have a video on that, I can link it down below if you want. And the name of this brush is the Luxie 504 Large Angle. So yeah, I really like this brush, as you can see right there. It did a great job. It made my contour a bit soft, not too strong, which I kind of like. I like it a bit more natural. So yeah, I really do like this brush. Then I'm going in with a highlighter, and I'm using the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade Highlight 01. And I'm using my Morphe M501, I think, yes. And this is also in my giveaway, and this is usually how I use this brush. I really like it for highlighting, but I think it is supposed to be used as like on your eyes, so you can use it both ways, but I just really love it this way. So I'm putting it on my cheekbones, on my nose, a little bit on my cupid's bow, and I think a little bit on my chin as well. And after highlighting, I am going in with blush just to soften it a little bit on my cheeks, and I'm using this Makeup Store blush in the shade Sugar Muffin. I think that's just a funny name. And I'm just dusting this a little bit very carefully on my cheeks because this is very pigmented, so be careful when using this. I'm just giving you a heads up. And here I'm smelling my brush because it had a weird scent to it. I don't know what that was about. I'm just spritzing my face with some MAC Fix Plus just to get that highlight going so you could see him from outer space. And apparently I wanted to spritz my eye as well because I needed some extra shine there, I guess. Next, I'm going in with brows, and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Blonde, and I'm using her brush as well, which is the number 7, which is a very thin eyebrow brush, which I like because you can mimic hairs with it, which is great. But for this look, I'm actually not doing it as natural as I usually do. I'm pretty much just filling them in here, not try to mimic real hair strokes or anything like that. And after this, I will also set my brows with some Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, which is like super glue for your brows. So if you're interested in getting some kind of setting glue or whatever for your brows, you should really try to get your hands on that because, I don't know, it just makes your brows stay in place. And if you put so much effort in making them perfect, why not? Why just not set them in place so you don't have to waste so much time and for them just to go crazy afterwards. So yeah, pick that up if you can. And after this, I'm just gonna finish off the eyes with the lower lash line, and I'm using that same warm shade that I used. The same sorry, the same warm eyeshadow that I used in the crease and all over the other brown shades. And I'm just doing connecting the lower shade with the top lid just to make it a bit seamless, because if you do kind of miss that, it will look like you're not really finished with your makeup. So yeah, that's what the eyes look like. And then I felt like I needed some hydration, and I forgot to add on the highlight on the lower lash line, so I'm doing that right here. And after this, I will line my waterline, and I'm using a kind of like a reddish brown shade. This is a NARS eyeliner, and I think I said in another video that I didn't really like the way it worked, and I guess that's why, because the pencil kind of had dried out. So I did chop some off right here, and it got a little bit creamier, but I don't know, I haven't used it that much, and for it to dry out that fast, I don't know, I just don't think that's worth it. But it's a great shade though. And the reason for this, why I'm using that brown shade, is because we're using red shadows, and that could easily make you look sick. So using something in the waterline will definitely just, I don't know, make it look better. And then I'm going in with a lash primer because I didn't feel like using lashes today, so I kind of wanted to do to make them look as voluminous as they can. And here I remembered that I got the lash curler in my glossy box, so I wanted to try this and see if it did any difference. And I don't know, it curled them a little bit more, but I am using a lash primer and the roller lash after this, so I don't know, I don't think I really would have had to go that extra step and use a lash curler. But I would love to use it on just a regular mascara that isn't that volumizing or that curls your lashes, so just see if it actually works. But here I didn't really feel like it did much. And here's just a little close-up on the eyes, and then we're getting back to the face, or the lips, because that's the only thing that we have left. So I'm using this purple, that's the name, purple lip liner from MAC in the shade Corrupt. And I wanted a berry lip, and I didn't really have a berry red, so I decided to go in with a purple as a base, and then go in with a pale orange on top, and just mash those two together. And I think the color that actually came out of it was very pretty. So yeah, that was a successful try. And after I've done my lips, I'm just gonna spritz my face once again with some MAC Fix Plus, just to set it all in place and make me look a little bit more dewy, which I love. And yeah, that is the completed look. I hope you enjoy this video, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more and don't miss out on any more videos. And until then, have a nice day. Bye bye guys, thank you for watching.